Some of the social causes for Mexican economic dependency on petroleum were that there were not many jobs available for people, the rise of economic nationalisms. This was a huge motivation for the Mexicans to make their oil dependent because they wanted to be more benefited and not to just please others. Another is that Mexicans were used to see the oil of the nation protected by the foreigners. People's important needs or products dependent on the oil, such as the gasoline, and the decrease of economic level activity and unemployment.
Political causes. 1. Nationalization of oil industry. 2. Multiple communist parties said that the government was privatizing the oil from the rest of the country. 3. Foreigners were the ones who make all of the decisions regarding Mexican oil. 4. It was the most important monetary income for the government. 5. The increasing disagreement between companies and government about the handling and exportation of oil across Mexico.
The economical causes on the petroleum dependency was that it was easiest way for Mexico to improve their economy, as it was one of the sources more developed. The economy was not increasing and they needed a boost. In 1932, it was the discovery of the Poza Rica field near Veracruz, which became Mexico's main source of petroleum until late 1950s. Everything went around the petroleum. If the oil was having a bad time, the economy got worse. Mexico's infrastructure was obsolete and it needed to be developed to export and import and get more investments in Mexico.
Some social effects after the economic dependency on petroleum in Mexico brought prosperity because now people got the opportunity to export more. People didn't have much options of jobs. Basically, everything was going around into oil opportunities since oil was the most common production in Mexico. There was also new growth in Mexico's rural and urban middle classes, and petroleum workers had high salaries. Also, we can consider the disagreement between companies and government as an effect because from the government's point of view, the companies exhausted oil fields in order to deal with the demand, and from the company's point of view, the government's increasing nationalist tendencies may reduce production. So now we are going to the political effects on the dependence of the oil in the Mexican economy. One of the most important effects in the political was that once it was nationalized the oil, foreigners didn't get that much importance in the division of oil's power or dependence. Another one is that Mexico became the world's greatest oil exporter and second world's producer, and that the petroleum is now not in hands of the labor union but the Mexican government. It was also in this part when the joint ventures were created, which were contracts with the main objective of getting more money and develop the technology. Thanks to the oil development in Mexico, Mexico had the opportunity to integrate into the North Atlantic capitalist world.
After the Mexican Revolution, when Mexico became economically dependent on petroleum, the economy was benefited because before this, Mexico was economically dependent on foreign countries. But then, after the nationalization of petroleum, they became independent from those countries and focused on making their economy better, which they succeeded at, because a lot of things changed in the economy for good. For example, Pemex was created, and that benefits the economy because it creates income for the country, given that it is a public company. Another example is that after they became dependent on petroleum, Mexico overcame the peso devaluation. Also, this dependency means economic security for the country, because as long as petroleum exists, Mexico will always make profit out of this company.